Top 5 Peter Channel Late News on this Saturday evening, September 24th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins at your 5:15 p.m. News at 9. And our top 3 at 5:16 p.m. is Charlotte, where, against the backdrop of 5 days of protest, Charlotte police chief reversed his position Saturday and decided to immediately release video footage of the fatal shooting of Keith Lamont Scott. A man carrying a rifle entered a Macy's store at a mall in Burlington, Washington, and shot dead 4 women and a man and vanished in the night, police said. Washington, President Obama said Saturday that new Smithsonian Museum devoted to African American history elevates the often overlooked impact of Black Americans will help others better understand the birth of the American. All politicians bend to fit their purposes to the truth, including Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, but Trump is an unleashed blizzard of falsehoods, exaggeration, and outright lies in a journal lecture perpetrated in his speeches and interviews and Twitter posts. Washington, the FBI released on Friday that nearly 200 pages of notes from its investigation of Hillary Clinton's private email server just 3 days before she squares off against Donald Trump in the first presidential debate. Syrian government forces at the largely deserted Palestinian refugee camp of Hanarat, north of Aleppo, on Saturday after they captured the area following in the multiple Russian airstrikes. Jeremy Corbyn has been re-elected as Labour leader, comfortably defeating the challenger Orrin Smithy, won 61.8% of the vote, a larger margin of victory than last year. There should calm tensions on the Korean Peninsula, asking Parliament on Wednesday whether South Korea had planned a place to take out North Korean leaders Kim Jong-un should the need to rise. The country's defense minister didn't beat. When the Armenian government had mocked the rebels, final peace accord on Monday and a 52-year guerrilla war, an American envoy will be one of the special guests at the signing ceremony. Washington President Obama vetoed the bill Friday that would allow family members of 9/11 victims of Saudi Arabia, pitting them against the Congress and both presidential candidates on an emotionally charged matter. Mount Abu, India. A man in northern India was bitten by a python while he attempted to take a selfie with a reptile, which was captured in a nearby hotel. Kashmir, India. Indian armed forces and protesters continued to clash after soldiers shot and killed 19-year-old Wasim Ahmad on Friday amid unrest in Kashmir. Cairo. Over 160 bodies were recovered after a boat carrying hundreds of migrants sank on Wednesday 8 miles off the Egyptian coast, authorities said. Jammu, Pakistan. A Pakistani Air Force pilot was killed on Saturday after his fighter jet crashed near the town of Jammu. Calais, France. French President Francois Hollande called for a 4-day shutdown of refugee camps to the town of Calais and transfer refugees to reception centers. Aleppo, Syria. Intense attacks in the war-torn Syrian city of Aleppo has left nearly 2 million residents without access to running water, UNICEF said. Chicago. Prosecutors moved quickly to charge a white Tulsa, Oklahoma police officer where men saw the fatal shooting and an unarmed black man whose vehicle broke down in the middle of the street. Residents are being told many domestic violence homes in the power near Cedar Rapids, Iowa, due to flood and TV City tweeted on Saturday morning. Columbus says seats inside the First Church of God on Refugee Road filled with hundreds of people as a 13-year-old Tyre King was laid to rest. The status of Native Hawaiian shifts closer to that of Native Americans and the new prominent interior rule after case they had great choices, but opponents are concerned it could impede Hawaiian independence. Hollywood. A man was found beaten to death early Friday, a victim of an apparent break-in in a Hollywood home rented by Canadian TV personality George Strombopoulos. Wilmington, Delaware. 2 firefighters died while bound in a house fire in Delaware and several others, including firefighters and civilians, were injured. Washington. Hillary Clinton's top aide, Cheryl Mills, was granted a limited immunity deal when the FBI into the investigation of Clinton's private email server. Fall River, Massachusetts. A Massachusetts man has been sentenced to prison for cutting off another man's finger. Bristol County District Attorney Thomas Quinn says 43-year-old John Suarez of Fall River was sentenced Friday to 10 to 15 years beyond bars. Suarez was acquitted to the jury earlier this month of mayhem and assault with a battery with a dangerous weapon. Prosecutors say it happened on March 20, 2012 after an employee at Columbia Twin Fall River accused by his employer of stealing money from the business. He was ordered to write a confession, but he refused. Also in Fall River, Matt man has been sentenced to prison for drunk driving and caused a fatal crash on Interstate 195 last year. Former employees filed class action against Wells Fargo. San Juan, Puerto Rico. Electricity was restored to most Puerto Rico by Saturday fall. A rare island-wide blackout caused by a power plant fire. The territory of the power utility said Saturday. Twitter needs to sell now. Risk becoming another Yahoo. Los Angeles Snapchat announced changing its name to Snap and will be selling glasses called Spectacles that record 10 sketch video clips and upload them to Snapchat. New York. Goldman Sachs plans to lay off about a quarter of investment bankers and Asian workforce, according to an insider with knowledge of the situation. A breach in helium system caused an explosion earlier this month. SpaceX, the company which aims to resume flights in November, says the lessons that it learned from the explosion would produce a safer flight experience. Careful houseboat residents in the 1980s that the sound came from a Navy experiment that expresses was after the Planfin midshipman fights song, which according to news studies caused by circadian rhythms. Astrophysicist Stephen Hawking views a CGI alien civilization on exoplanet Chilesi 832 and still from the new documentary Stephen Hawking's favorite places. A Swedish entomologist who collected bugs for 70 years and an ancient professor who dressed in rats and pants and a British researcher who lived in a Badger den among those honored by the quirky scientific experiments. Colorado Springs, Colorado. Public health raid season in Southern Colorado are issuing warnings when they investigate an outbreak of infections linked to wild milk. No chief executive of the nation's one of the largest companies that donated to Republican Donald Trump's campaign for August the shop reversal in 2012, where nearly a third of the CEOs of Fortune's and 100 companies supported GOP nominee Mitt Romney. Editorial board of the New York Times endorsed Hillary Clinton on Saturday, urging the newspaper's readers to vote for the former Secretary of State as the person's best suited to confront bigoted travelers and movements and their leaders on the march. Peter Chell News Times 5:22 on this Saturday evening, and it's time now for a spot report. Tonight, the Boston Red Sox will be taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Game time 6:10 p.m. down at the Tropicana Field. Other scores around the Major Leagues: New York Yankees trail Blue Jays no score. Texas Rangers leaded the Oakland Athletics 2-0, and St. Louis Cardinals over the Chicago Cubs 10-4, and the Kansas City Royals over the Detroit Tigers 7-4. Michigan State players raise fists during national anthem. Number 23 Mississippi dominated 45-14 win over to number 12 Georgia. Kevin Garnett leaves his era as most influential NBA star. Peter Childers time is now 5:23 on this Saturday evening, and it's time now for a traveling and transit report. Baby! Let's study out the MBTA, where Orange Line is modern lanes a disabled train, Red Line is modern lanes between Charles and Anahuac, Silver Line SL4 is modern lanes of traffic, and SL5 is modern lanes of traffic. Commuter rail. It's looking good, and on the ferries, they are looking good. Right, highways and byways of New England on this Saturday evening. Starting off down in Connecticut, where 95 on the southbound side is backed up from Norwalk down to Stamford. 95 slow in the Stamford stretch. 95 on the northbound side backed up between Stamford and Norwalk. Merritt Parkway southbound side is slow to the Bridgeport stretch. 91 on the southbound side backed up at Merritt Parkway and 691 in Meriden. 84 westbound side it is backed up before Route 8 in Waterbury. Route 79 on the northbound side backed up in Danbury stretch. 84 westbound side it is backed up Hartford stretch. Route 9 both ends backed up in Middletown stretch. 91 on the southbound side backed up 291 and 57 in the Springfield stretch. 57 on both ends is backed up to Agawam to 91 in Springfield. 84 westbound side is backed up at Sturbridge. 290 on both ends is backed up just around 495 in Marlborough. 495 on the northbound side is backed up around Route 9 and 90 in Westboro. 95 on the southbound side protected to downtown Providence. 95 northbound side backed up around 195 in Providence. 610 is backed up from 6 to 95 in downtown Providence. 146 on the northbound side is backed up from 295 to 99 in the Lincoln North Smithfield stretch. Jamestown, Newport, and Mount Bridges are looking good. 95 southbound side is backed up from 120 to the Depository to Norwood. 24 on the northbound side is backed up Stoughton to Route 128 in Randolph. Route 3 the southbound side is backed up around 18 Weymouth to the Derby Street. Southern Expressway southbound side is backed up from Quincy all the way out to the Braintree Split. 120 on the northbound side is backed up from Great Plain Road in Needham all the way out to Route 9 in Wolseley. 120 southbound side is backed up around Route 9 in Wolseley. Southern Expressway both ends is back to the Dorchester all the way out to the Zachem Bridge in downtown Boston. Southern Expressway southbound side is back slow all the way to Route 3A in Quincy. Mass back in the eastbound side is backed up before 120 to Weston Sora and Newton and Breton stretches mass back westbound side effectively also back tolls. 93 southbound side is backed up from Zake Bridge all the way out of downtown Boston. 120 southbound side back from Route 1 in PBD all the way up to Route 93 out in Redden. 193 the northbound side back on Storm Stretch. 120 both ends back around Route 3 in Burlington. Route 3 is southbound side back on the Burlington stretch. 295 both ends slow before Route 495 up in Marlborough. Spotted turbine northbound side it is backed up around Route 4 in Durham. Up in Maine, main turbine southbound side is slowing in the Sackville stretch. 87 on the southbound side it is backed up after the Canadian border up in upstate New York around Champlain, and Ottawa 15 both ends back to the 7 Quebec headed towards the U.S. border. Peter Challenger's time is now 5:26 on this. Saturday evening at Ton Alpha. Weather report. Latest on call 33.6 in the north, 61.1 in the west. Mass attain was at 65 miles an hour. Moving east northeast at 23 miles an hour. And last bumper advisor calls back to become a pull-up for a post-tropical cyclone over the North Carolina on Sunday. None during the North Coast watch warning affected. 5 a.m. Atlanta Center time. The center of tropical storm car was located in latitude 33.6 in the north, longitude 61.1 in the west. Cars moving toward the east northeast near 23 miles an hour. East northeast where it is to northeastward. Northwest eastward motion and faster forward speed is expected tonight and Sunday. Mass attain was under 65 miles an hour with our guests and some of the during this podcast during the next 4 hours when clouds become a hurricane intensity when it becomes a post-tropical cyclone by Sunday. The post-tropical cyclone will be absorbed by a large extratropical low Sunday night. Tropical enforcement SNL was up to 175 miles kilometers from the center. Estimated minimum temperature is 994 millibars to 336 inches, and surf swells drained by a car will be continue affecting the Bermuda for the night. The swells are likely to cause life-threatening and surf and rip current conditions, and please get up products meet a local web office. Alright, Lisa. It's now center location 25.3 to the north, 39.7 in the west. Mass attain was at 35 miles per movement northwest at 12 miles an hour. Lisa Wiggins brings a tropical depression expected to become a remnant low tonight. There are no cost of water warnings in effect at 5 p.m. Atlanta Center time. The center of tropical depression Lisa was located in latitude 25.3 to the north, latitude 39.7 in the west, and the depression is moving toward the northwest near 12 miles an hour. A gradual turn toward the north is expected during the next day or two. Maximum same was at decrease near 35 miles or higher gust. Gradual weakening is forecast, and at least is expected to become a post-tropical cyclone tonight. Estimated minimum set temperature 1,010 millibars, 20.83 inches, and next. Okay, as at 2 p.m., the surface wind, a tropical wave accompanied by a broad area of low pressure is located 700 miles south-southwest of Cabo Verde Islands, and this disturbance is expected to be moving rapidly westward across the Atlantic Ocean to 20-25 miles over the next several days. And mountain conditions are expected to become conducted with a gradual development of tropical depression could form while system and approaches the lesser intelligence moves in the Caribbean Sea by the middle of the next week. Formation chance for 4 hours. Low 10% formation chance for 5 days. Medium 60%. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For tonight, clear sky about 40 degrees. Sunday, clear sky about 64 degrees. Northwest about 7 miles an hour for Sunday night. Patch spots after 5 a.m. was clear sky about a low around 35 degrees. Light northwest wind. For Monday, clear sky about 66 degrees. Monday night, chance to showers may after 11 p.m. Most skies go about 52 degrees. South about 6 miles an hour. Chance pitch is 40%. Tuesday, showers likely may before 1 p.m. Most skies got high about 70 degrees. Chance pitch is 70%. Tuesday, chance to showers before 2 a.m. Most skies got about 31 degrees and chance pitch is 40%. Wednesday, most of the Sunday podcast got about 31 degrees. Thursday, most skies got about 68 degrees. Thursday night, chance to showers podcast got about 51 degrees. Chance pitch is 30%. Friday, chance to showers mostly sunny. The podcast got about 68, about 31 degrees. Chance pitch is 30%. And for Saturday, most skies got about 70 degrees. Currently not near it is clear skies and a refreshing day, and the temperature is 65 degrees with humidity of 44%, and that is going to be it by the Peter channel. Evening news on this September 24th, 2016. Please have a good evening and goodbye today. I'll see you at 11 o'clock for a late hour report. Hope you have a good evening.